Welcome to the Out Agenda, coming to an archive.kpfk.org. I'm Rita Gonzalez. On this month's episode of Radio QGLLU, our guests are Maria Garcia and some of her students at the Rainbow Lab. So on that note, here's Radio QGLLU. Welcome to the Radio QGLLU podcast, a segment of the Out Agenda, the show that takes a deep dive into what the queer, gay, and lesbian Latin community is talking about. I'm Rita Gonzalez.
I'm Lidia Otero.
I'm Eduardo Archuleta.
And I'm Luis Jacinto.
And I'm Mario J. Navoa. Our guests are Maria Garcia from the Rainbow Labs and some of her students. Please introduce yourselves.
Hi everyone, my name's Maria. I use she, they, ella pronouns, and I'm a program manager at Rainbow Labs, and I'm here with some of my amazing students from the Rainbow Labs Youth Council. We are a mentoring program that provides not mentoring programs to LGBTQ youth in Los Angeles, and our Youth Council is a paid opportunity for students to gain leadership skills and learn about things like financial literacy, career education, social emotional wellness, college readiness, etc.
My name is Diego Gonzalez. I use he, they pronouns, and I'm a queer Chicano artist based out of Lenox, California, a small unincorporated part of Los Angeles. I have been with Rainbow Labs and on their youth council for the last 3 years, where I've also been one of the co-chairs.
I'm Alex. I use all pronouns. I'm from Long Beach, Mexican, and I'm one of the newest members of the youth council, and I'm really happy to be here.
Hi, my name is Catalina Jaramillo, but most people just call me Kat. I go by she, her pronouns. I live in El Segundo, and I am part of Rainbow Labs Youth Council, and I'm the multimedia manager.
Hi, it's me, Luis Jacinto, and I wanted to ask the students from the Rainbow Lab, are you in high school? Are you in college? In between?
We are all high schoolers and middle school. So Youth Council is ages 13 through 18, I believe. We have an 8th grader in our youth council, Alex, and then the rest of us are all high schoolers, different levels. I'm 15. I'm a sophomore. Hey, I'm Molly.
Hi, this is Lydia. And so now that we know a little bit more about you, why was finding a queer community at your age so important? Because I can see that you all really like being around each other, but can you tell us a little bit more about the cohesiveness or the solidarity or something about how you all find strength in the group, in Rainbow Labs, and in with each other?
This is Diego speaking. For me, Rainbow Labs and the Youth Council and every youth involved in Rainbow Labs felt like a family. And so the reason I continued to join Rainbow Labs throughout the years was because I was able to meet people like myself. And if not, they had a common thing that I was able to relate to and empathize with. And so although there might be an intersectionality that doesn't match mine, there's still a generosity that comes with everyone. And just that safe space and that safe environment that I get to be in with all the youth and the staff is something so honorable and something that I truly value as someone who at first didn't believe there was a community out there for me. And so when I found Rainbow Labs, it was just huge culture shock and something that I wanted to be a part of till the day I die. So that's why I chose Rainbow Labs, and that's why I keep being at Rainbow Labs and continue to stay involved.
I'm Camille Ramos. I use she, they, he pronouns. I'm a queer and trans student. I'm currently trying to go through college stuff, and I don't know, hectic. It's a lot. I'm secretary at Rainbow Labs. I take notes here, and I really like it, even though it's like kind of a lot of work. But well, I first joined Rainbow Labs. Actually, I found them at through Models of Pride, and it was really just like a time where I was kind of very early in like my transition and stuff, and I wanted to find like community. I'm very like I have a lot of political beliefs that I'm like very passionate about, and I've always wanted to be kind of involved with community and like-minded individuals. So after like going to a few events that were hosted by Rainbow Labs, I was like, I want to be part of the youth council. It wasn't the most social. disabled, I don't really go to school in person a lot. So I don't have much of a chance to form community like at my school. So this opportunity was like kind of amazing for me. And it was really perfect. I mean, it was a great opportunity for me to meet people who are like me and who think like me. And I don't know, relationships that I've built here are super important to me. And I like Diego said, I kind of wish I could be here forever.
My name is Oliver or Ollie. I'm Ollie. I found out about Rainbow Labs through an advertisement at my friend's school. So she texted me and was like, "Hey, Ollie, I think you should sign up for this." And it was for One Bold Summer, which is our summer storytelling program. And I was in eighth grade at the time. Eighth grade was a really, really horrible year for me. I experienced a lot of bullying, harassment, like just horrible treatment because I'm trans. So I signed up for One Bold Summer almost immediately and got to join the program. And I really like connected with the people I met. And I felt like I had like kind of a community in a way. And I'd never really met a lot of like other queer people who were similar to me, or I'd never met queer adults. So having mentors and other youth and, you know, just all of these people to hang out with was really, really inspiring. And it just was great for me. So I was like, okay, they have a youth council. I'm going to apply. And I don't know, I've just been a very active member in whatever programs I can join since then. I think connecting with the other youth is really, really important to me. I've made a lot of great friends. I still talk to people who aren't in the program anymore. And I get along with everyone a lot. I think these connections, especially because we share our queer identity, but we also are individuals with different interests and personalities. I think it's really, really great to just have people like that who we can be individuals, but we do have a connection over being queer.
I'm Alex. I first found Rainbow Labs through advertisement on Instagram, which, you know, isn't the most conventional way to find it, but it was for me. People from all different backgrounds that were here for the same purpose as I did, and we all have that kind of familial bond that I'm really happy about.
Hi, this is Mario. I think it's fascinating that our guests are really finding a sense of community in these spaces. I think for somebody that, like myself, that came out in the late 90s, a Gen Xer who had a different experience in trying to find community, I think this is a really, really a great program. And I know that some of our listeners probably don't have this connection with, they're probably trying to find groups like Rainbow Labs to create a sense of community or to find some sort of belonging. I'm wondering, what does this mean to you now with the people that you've met so far?
This is Catalina Jaramillo speaking, or Kat. When I was first connected with the community, honestly, where I am now, I had never really heard like the term of like choosing your own family. I come from a family where it was like very much blood is your family, that's your family, which it can be true in a lot of cases. But for me, honestly, joining Rainbow Labs and like having a connection right away with everyone felt like choosing my own family. I didn't have a lot, like my more distant family wasn't very supportive of me. So coming here and just feeling so like open, so open and being able to feel so vulnerable with people who maybe I haven't known very long, it's still like such an amazing experience to be able to be connected with the people I am now. And it is a huge thing to do that when you're so young. I've never been part of a community like this before, and it really is just such a beautiful thing to be part of. And everybody I'm with now, I've formed like a special connection with everyone in the group, I'd say. And like I really feel like these people are like my family, and I love being in a group with them like this and being able to talk to them and going on these planes with them. Like I've made some really close friends here.
Well, I just want to add, this is Mario again. I just want to add how much I admire your group individually for coming together. And I wish that I had a group like this when I was your age. So I commend your efforts.
This is Lydia, and I second what you said, Mario. Imagine having this kind of support and having these kinds of friendships when you were in high school. It just would have been life altering, I think, for me. But yet, I think Oliver said that he had never met any queer adults. And so even that puts it into perspective that I keep hearing that it's easier to be queer now than it was when we were younger. And I think there's elements of that that are true, but I think that it's still really tough to be queer today. And the issues are different, but the struggle's still there. And there's a lot that you young people through Rainbow Labs, I'm glad that you found each other and have that resource.
This is Camille, and I was just gonna say that related to Mario's question that I really am grateful to all the people I've met here, and even the mentorship that we get through the program. It's just like so important to me to like meet people. I feel like I really wouldn't even be in contact with like many people otherwise, and the fact that I get to have a support system that's predominantly queer is like so important to me. It really makes me feel like confident and able to be myself. It's not like I feel like it's often a minefield to walk around being myself with a lot of other people that I know, like my related the people I'm related to, like family and stuff. So it's very special for me to not have to do that here.
Hi, this is Lewis. It's just like what Lydia says, it's just wonderful seeing that in high school age, you have discovered this group and each other. I think for those of us who were members of Gay and Lesbian Latinos Unidos who are here today, 40 years ago or so, we were already adults. We had already gone through high school and even college. And so it was pretty different. And we were on our own. We weren't depending on our families, on all of that stuff. So it was very different. And I just think that, and it made me think about my high school years. I would go to school, I'd be involved, but then I never socialized with anybody at high school. I just I thought it was the most boring time in my life. College was different because then I started meeting other queer people. I think it's absolutely wonderful.
This is Camille speaking again. Part of the confidence that Rainbow Labs has given me kind of inspires me. I would like to go to Pride this year, and I'm kind of in the process of getting crutches for mobility because my knees are kind of getting worse, and I need to like it's a whole process. It's complicated, but I think that being a queer person walking around with crutches in the Pride Parade and being as young as I am, I think that would be so important because I remember even just a few years ago, it felt so difficult for me to be like the queer disabled kid. And I just want to be that. Like I want to show other people that I'm here and that I'm still like standing strongly. Even though I guess despite like the stigma and the social backlash that I get, I guess for just being who I am. Yeah.
I'm Ollie. I also am the queer disabled person. I have albinism, so I'm blind because of that. And I use like a walking cane, a white cane, as a mobility aid. And I do think like just having, just a few years ago, or just like, I don't know, at like any point in my life, being able to like see someone like me, I don't have a better word than see, being able to see someone like me and have that person would have been so beneficial to how I felt about myself and how I like navigate the world. So I definitely agree with Camille. I think it would be super cool to do something like that, and I think it's definitely important for people like us, people who are queer and disabled, like to know that there are others like them. And it's being disabled doesn't mean you can't be successful, you can't be happy. I am like doing the best I've ever been doing. I am so happy, and I'm still disabled and I'm still queer.
Do any of the students have any questions for any of the folks from GLUE? This is Maria.
I'm Ollie. I think, we've been talking like about how like I've heard a lot of, people from GLUE saying how amazing it is that we have this space. And I definitely do agree. So I'm so glad to have these people. And I want to like just commemorate you guys, because the reason that we can have Rainbow Labs and have this space is because like you guys kind of like trailblazed so that we can do this. And so thank you guys for that. I was wondering, I don't know, how was it for you guys to find glue and like find that community? Like, I know what it's like for me and other youth council members to find that, but like, how was it for you as adults rather than as like teenagers?
I'm Eduardo. I found glue after it had already started. I was in just finishing up college. I was at Cal State Long Beach, and my boyfriend at the time and I were the only two queer Latinos that we knew. And I saw an ad in Frontiers in the calendar section saying that there was this gay and lesbian Latino organization that met monthly in Hollywood at the Gay and Lesbian Center. So I went, and I had been involved with Latino politics in college. And so it was a natural fit. Everybody was welcoming. Everybody was, like you were saying about your group, that was true for GLUE, that everybody was welcome. Everybody had a voice. Everybody was allowed to be who they were. And it was a great fit. And I think that was like 83, maybe 1984. And it was really cool. And but that's how we found it. The media was the free magazines that were out in the community. And I saw it in Frontiers, and that's how I came to be a part of GLUE and Radio GLUE with the rest.
Hi, this is Louis. I think for a lot of us that discovered glue, and we were in our early to mid 20s for the most part, we had already gone through a lot of other community organizing, United Farm Workers, the women's movement, just the things that were happening. And so with glue, I know for me, it was like, okay, yeah, this is like the last frontier. This is the last thing that I need to stand up and fight for, because this really is who I am. Because, we talked about visibility. I wasn't seeing anybody that looked like me, not in literature, film, television, records that I was listening to. I was invisible, but yet I knew I was important, and like all of us. And so glue allowed me to be with people who looked like me and who grew up like me, and who were concerned about what was going on the same way I was concerned about things. And so it was the natural final frontier, if I could quote Star Trek. So when I look at all of you from Rainbow Lab doing it now, while you're still at this age in high school, it's like, man, they are just, cutting out all the middle folks and jumping right in and keeping it going. And I think you should, because like Ollie, thank you. Earlier you had said you thanked us for like paving the way and all of that. Yes, I guess we did. I mean, I don't think that's what we're thinking about, but if we pave the way, then walk right up into it and take it, because, it's so important for other kids to see that they are not alone, especially in these times. And that your work is so important. You have no idea.
This is Rita. In our time, before multimedia and all this, we had magazines that we used to, the free magazines. Eduardo was mentioned Frontiers. It was for men, it was a gay magazine. And then the women had lesbian news. So we used to look for these magazines, and we went to the bars. That's where we'd hear, there's no bars now, but there used to be bars, gay bars, women bars, and there'd be flyers on a bulletin board. And that's how we found out what was going on. It was just, it was fun. It was a lot of fun. Discovering these places, especially when you find out that there was a group you could identify with. GLUE, a lot of us did identify because it was a Latino organization, but some of us belong to other organizations as well, too. What I loved about GLUE, personally, it was co-gender. and it felt like they were my brothers and my sisters. So it was awesome.
I have a question for Diego. How does your work as an artist, how does that, do you feel connected in any way with Rainbow Labs in terms of what you're trying to do as an artist? Do you feel, for some of you maybe that are pursuing college, how does Rainbow Labs assist you with your next steps into your adulthood?
So I've always been an artist and I've explored different mediums, whether it was through dance, through music, or through painting and drawing. I was always a visual artist and a performing artist. More recently, I've been inclined to paint and draw, and I've also recently joined a ballet folklorico group at my school. And so I've been dancing ballet folklorico for the past 3 years now. And at the beginning of learning ballet folklorico, I knew traditions were really strong, and it was something that was upkept in many groups. And so what that meant was that women would only be allowed to dance in skirts and that men would only be allowed to dance in men's attire. And so when I would look at ballet folklorico, I told myself that I wanted to dance in a skirt. And as a cisgendered man, I knew that would come with setbacks and obstacles. And undoubtedly enough, it came with its set of obstacles. And so while I was dancing with skirts, I was getting a lot of pushback from my family, from my mom, and even just from myself too, doubting myself that, is this what I really should be doing? Should I be conforming to the standards or should I be happy and dance in a skirt and, keep on dancing? And so I chose my happiness. And so I chose to keep dancing in a skirt. And that freedom to just express myself in a way that wasn't harming anyone and in a way that was breaking tradition and like setting forth a new standard that, if you're this, you can also do this, was so inspiring and empowering to me. And so that was my journey with Puerto Rico and how I gained the confidence from Rainbow Labs. Another thing too, and something important to mention, is that before I joined Rainbow Labs, I didn't think that art would be a living. Like I didn't think that becoming an artist would be a possible future for me. And so after learning what storytelling was and how I can tell my story in different forms of art, I was encouraged to become a filmmaker. And so the next 4 years, I'll be studying filmmaking and film production at Loyola Marymount University. And so hopefully that goes well. But without Rainbow Labs, I probably wouldn't have had a direction or probably wouldn't have that inclined idea of becoming a filmmaker. So
Diego, thank you for sharing that. I'm a filmmaker. That's film is in my heart. I'm really happy that you're taking that route, but also that you mentioned that you're pushing boundaries and continue to do that. That is the kind of the legacy of Glue is they didn't know that they were creating a space for us in future generations, and you continue doing that. Just that's fantastic to hear. I'm really, really fascinated. I'd like to find out if how Rainbow Labs is assisting all of you in your next steps as well. If anybody else wants to add.
Well, I'm more of a hobby artist. I'm actually going to be going to CSUN and majoring in public health sciences. I'm a huge STEM geek, and my career goals, Camille again. But Rainbow Labs has helped me a lot. I mean, mostly just finding scholarships because it's really hard to afford college, but also through the scholarships and meeting the people who represent them and other groups that Rainbow Labs works with, finding other organizations that do activism, that do queer activism, in at the college campuses, has been something important to me, and I don't know, just something that I'm looking into, and I think that has kind of inspired me from my experience with Rainbow Labs.
Hi, this is Kat speaking. I wanted to say that like Rainbow Labs has done a lot for me too. Like honestly, I decided that I wanted to go to Santa Monica College, and I only figured that out because we did a tour there, and they showed us like all of the resources that were there for LGBTQ youth. And honestly, like I didn't have a super bad like view of community college. I was just always told that like you need to get into a 4 year because like you don't want to go to a community college. But after seeing like the community college we toured and knowing more about it and being connected with resources on what you can do, opening that up made me like okay with wanting to go to community college. And that's the college I'm gonna now go to. That's like a for sure. I'm gonna go there. So it's it's a really good school. But and they've also helped me a lot with like being able to I decided that I want to start looking into being part of communities that do help LGBTQ youth. I didn't it's been like my dream since I was like in middle school to have run like a pride club at my school, and I was able to do that this year. I'm now the president of my pride club. And I've been trying to get that started since sixth grade. But it it made me realize how much more I want to be involved in like my community and what I want to do for people who are my age. And having a younger sister who is actually 10 now, and she came out to me when she was very young. And she told me that she told me that she was gay, but she didn't have a safe place to go, and so I couldn't tell anybody, like, and I would never. But be seeing like having LGBTQ youth in my life made me realize I wanted to be there for LGBT youth and create safe spaces. So it's really helped me decide what I want to do in the future.
Ollie, Kat, that is so amazing. I didn't know that, like any of that. As the younger queer sibling, my older sister is also queer, and I came out to her when I was around like 9. I think it's so important to, do that stuff. So thank you, Kat. And I also, Rainbow Labs has also helped me find like that space to just figure out who I want to be while educating me. And like, I'm a poet, and I don't think I would be as confident in like sharing my writing or just writing in general without having had like Rainbow Labs just, improve my confidence and also give me that space to share. I've been recently like submitting to literary magazines and signing up to be a part of like different teams, trying or at least trying to apply. I'm planning on auditioning to be a Get Lit poet. Get Lit is a nonprofit organization that does stuff with poetry, and like I'm just trying to do all these things, and I'm trying to accomplish these things that I never would have even thought about trying to do without Rainbow Labs like showing me that I can make a difference and that I can accomplish these things. So I think Rainbow Labs has definitely put me where I am.
Yeah, hi, it's Alex speaking. I think, I'm in middle school, end of this month. I'm gonna be graduating and I'll head to high school in a few months and start that part of my life. But I like theater, I like poetry, and honestly, as much as you see it online, I never met people in the community who kind of had those similar interests, who had those paths they wanted in life. I want to study psychology. I want to find out why we all think the way we do. And I think Rainbow Labs really helped me see that there's a whole range of people. Everything they do is different. Everyone is unique. As cliche as that sounds, I actually think that's just an important thing and part of life. And honestly, I really enjoy Rainbow Labs. I enjoy all of you. All of your stories are so unique and they're just fascinating. And, I think Rainbow Labs specifically has just helped me see that everyone out there has something they want to say and we should listen to it.
Young people, thanks for showing up and, inspiring us and, making us feel all mushy inside because we're so proud of you. That,
Yeah.
life, it's such a blessing. And to know that queer folks, we're still out there and we still have dreams and aspirations. And, maybe we didn't all fulfill what we wanted to do, but you are. I have a lot of, not to put pressure on you, but, you feel free like to embrace with the world and to express yourself in so many ways, and so thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having
Yes.
us, and thank you for the work that you do. It's very inspiring, and it helps me to like imagine myself in the future.
Yeah, thank you guys so much.
Sure.
It's really, really inspiring.
Some of the amazing students that are on our youth council program at Rainbow Labs.
And
Thank you
don't
for
forget
sparking
that Unidad, Gay and Lesbian Latinos Unidos, the documentary, is still streaming on PBS.
My dad saw some of that. He thought you guys were cool. Just putting that out there.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. You're awesome and you are our future. So for Radio QGLLU, I'm Rita Gonzalez.
I'm Eduardo Chuleta.
I'm Luis Jacinto.
I'm Mario J. Navoa.
I'm Lidia Otero.
Once again, our guest has been Maria Garcia and some of her students from Rainbow Lab. And we want to hear from you. Like us on our Facebook page, follow us on X, formerly known as Twitter, or email us at theoutagenda@gmail.com. I'm Rita Gonzalez. Thanks for listening and have a wonderful week. And remember that being out is the first step to being equal. Now stay tuned for This Way Out.